okay, I want to share a fun fact with you guys about your brain. So our prefrontal cortex up here consists of 40% of our brain. And this prefrontal cortex is responsible for our executive functioning. So it's kind of like the CEO of our brain. It's where we connect, it's where we problem solve, it's where we understand things, we're conscious. When we are in survival mode, or when we go into a stress response, which is a lot of the time, right? Our prefrontal cortex slows down. So I always compare it to like dial-up internet from the early 90s to high-speed internet of 2023. So when we are activated into a stress response, or we're living in that chronic stress, our executive functioning and the way that we problem solve and see things clearly and be able to make rational, logical decisions based off of facts actually shuts down and starts to function at a lower capacity. When that happens, we move into the limbic system, and the limbic system of our brain, I can't remember the percentage of how much of our brain, but that's responsible for producing the chemicals in which sends our information down into our autonomic nervous system. So our automatic response. So we're living in that chronic state of stress. The chemicals that our limbic brain are going to listen to all of the information from our prefrontal cortex. It's going to go into our limbic system, and then it's going to send it down into our nervous system, our autonomic nervous system, which is responsible for our fight, flight, fawn, freeze response. So part of navigating trauma recovery, emotional injury recovery, or just actually navigating chronic stress is to start to work with the functions of your brain in relation to our body. Out of the 100% nerve fibers that we have, 80% of those nerve fibers actually go from our body up to our brain. And that's how we relay information. And when we recall information from the past, or when we're thinking about something in the future, it's a bodily physical response. Where only 20% of the nerve fibers go from your brain down into your body. And that 20% is right now happening in a mindful moment. This is everything that I teach you to help you understand the neuroscience of your body in the Screw Coping I Want to Thrive program. And then we expand on that in the certification, trauma aware certification program. If you're working with me one-on-one in the Heal Yourself Trauma Recovery program, so there's the group, the certification, and then one-on-one, I go through and explain all of these things. There's diagrams and worksheets, so you can logically understand what is happening to your body and why you're responding the way you're responding, so we can start to course correct, right? Really recognizing the body physical response to be able to shift the brain. You know that if you concentrate, really focused concentration for 1 hour, it actually starts to double the amount of new neural synapses that are being developed in your brain. It's absolutely fascinating. So education before application is so important when we're learning how to recover. And this is everything that I teach in Screw Coping. We have 1 week before we take off. So if you're interested in joining me, click the link in my bio. Otherwise, DM me. I'm happy to go through other options of support.